Alright guys, tell me, are y'all twins?
No.
You look alike.
No.
So what are we fixing to do?
Go on a sailing trip. Yeah, go on a sailing trip.
Yeah. Our kids finally arrived in Florida and we got to plan our first excursion with them. We decided to go east across the Gulf Stream to the island of Bimini in the Bahamas. We took a certified ASA sailing instructor with us, and he taught us all about sail techniques, navigation, and safe passage making. You got a what?
135 heading plugged into the autopilot, and
How fast are we going?
we're paralleling the run line. We're averaging about 6 knots.
The weather was great, plenty of sunshine and enough wind for smooth sailing. We were looking forward to spending at least a couple of days in the Bahamas, getting our sailing certifications, lots of experience before we depart the mainland for good. How are you here?
I never turned down the chance of sailing with good people, so great people. So it was Sunday morning, and we departed from Fort Lauderdale, but we had an interesting weather forecast because we had it forecast 8 to 12 knots from the northwest, becoming north at 12 to 15, then going northeast by the afternoon and getting heavy, 20 to 25 knots. So we were a bit under the gun to make the bridges and get out on the Gulf Stream. And instead of going straight to Bimini, which would have been really difficult with a heading of 152 against the Gulf Stream, we came down the coast, down the beach, for about 12-15 miles, and then we went across to Bimini and had a great run going over. But even in that light wind, like 15-18 knots of wind, the middle of the Gulf Stream, the axis of the Gulf Stream, as we expected, got really lumpy and choppy, with occasional 5-foot seas, most 2-4s, and the last 2.5-3 hours we came in here beautifully. And then today we've just been doing cruising stuff, cruising up and down the Bimini, the South Bimini shore, and we're well anchored in this evening.
Want a new sailboat? Our new passage. First passage to Bimini from Fort Lauderdale.
Me, Keith, Anna, and Jack studied diligently in order to complete the ASA sailing courses 101 through 104. I practiced my skills while teaching Kate some basic knot tying techniques.
Okay.
So we're dumping the sewage into the water.
We're dumping.
Oh, that's lovely.
Just cleaning her out. Getting a good cleaning. Good cleaning.
And we can only do that when we are beyond 3 miles from the shore.
Which we are.
While we're underway right now, we've got a messy house. We tried to secure everything, but it just seems like there's always something that is not secure.
What's that word? It's like it rhymes with it's similar to like cooties and churro. Like whenever somebody does really good, you give them
Kudos. Cooties. You give them cooties. We tried to learn manual navigation using charts and plotters and lats and longs. I understand it. It was just really confusing. I would like to request a GPS. Just give me a GPS. 10 miles.
My tummy hurts, and I just brushed my teeth, and my jaw's feeling a little better.
I'm sorry. Show me how you wash the dishes with the seawater. It's kind of cool.
See this thing? Look.
Yep, I see that.
You push it up, you push it down, and then it pops up, and then you go like this.
And then you pump it, and you can wash your dishes with seawater, and that doesn't waste your fresh water. You could actually wash a dish. What if you empty all the water out of the ocean? this what you thought it would be?
It's getting there. It's starting to look a lot more like it. For sure. A lot more like it.
Be at the doctor while you guys go out sailing.
Come here, let me see it. Let me see it. Turn your head a little bit.
It's a bump. Ow.
Yeah. And it hurts really bad when I touch it?
Yeah. For sure.
I'm sorry.
His face is swollen on the left side.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Just,
Yeah. Alright, so we're gonna head back. We're gonna leave Bahamas early.
295, 294.
Hey, sweetie. We're gonna head back to Fort Lauderdale because Ben's got some kind of thing behind his neck. He's got some kind of a lump thing.
Seriously?
Seriously. So
we're going back to Fort Lauderdale?
yeah, but it'll take, you know, probably 8 hours to get across
So what
the
about our school?
Gulf Stream. We'll keep doing it. We'll probably head down to the Keys like tomorrow or the next day. I know.
Zach, let's pick up it.
I've been coughing a bunch. Yeah, you don't
Wait, hold on.
sound great.
I feel great.
Alright, Jack, anchor up. Finn had developed a large lump behind his ear, and his condition was worsening. So after just one night in Bimini, we pulled up anchor and headed back. Storms were on the horizon, but if we hurried, we calculated that we would probably miss them. It had taken us about 9 hours to get from Florida to Bimini, but the easterly winds would push us right back, so we planned on being back in Fort Lauderdale in about 6 hours. What's our course?
Our course over ground is 315 to 320. We've got some squalls back here to the east. There's squalls over here that we're behind. We should get around these. Moving over to the southwest. We're just tucked in and sailing.
Me and Jack were the only ones who hadn't quite gotten our sea legs. We've never been seasick before, but the sea was simply unrelenting. I was fine as long as I was on deck, but if I went down below, I immediately felt nauseous. On our way back, we heard several Coast Guard distress calls. There was severe weather on the west coast of Florida and advisories not to go out on the water. We were a little concerned, so we kicked in the motor to propel us back a little faster. Keith has this boom preventer on. Since we are on a broad reach, we don't want an accidental jibe where the wind catches that boom, flings it all the way across to the other side of the boat, and busts your mast and does a lot of damage. So he hooked that little thing up right there to keep us safe since we are going downwind. Downwind is kind of tricky sailing. So what's our ETA, Anna? An hour and a half. Hour and a half. Sweet. How fast are we going? 10 knots. Keith was confident the entire time. He actually thrived in these conditions. Being a pilot, he's got a keen sense of direction. He knows how to anticipate weather patterns, and he's already a natural at managing the sails. The kids really enjoyed the passage. Everyone knew their jobs and pitched in when needed. By the way, we got Finn checked out, and he had swollen lymph nodes due to his cough and his cold. A week's worth of antibiotics, and he will be just fine.
Join us next time as I work on the boat, fix the generator, and we get the scuba compressor in, and we get to put the solar panels on.